Community Spotlight, powered by ATB Wealth Kelowna. Ready to take a powerful step towards the future you want today? Connect with local advisors at ATB Wealth Kelowna to get started.
Hello everyone and welcome to ATB Wealth Community Spotlight, where we do features on people that are making a difference in our community. And today I'm joined by Dr. Rhonda Nelson from Starbright Children's Development Centers. Thank you for joining me today.
Well, thank you for the invitation. It's very appreciated.
I'm looking forward to this discussion. So Rhonda, maybe let's start for people that might have not heard of Starbright before, and let us know a little bit of who you guys are, what you do in the community, and then we'll kind of dive a little bit deeper after that. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we are an early intervention, therapy, and programming agency.
Okay.
We work with wee ones from birth until they're eligible to go into kindergarten.
Okay.
And we provide early intervention strategies, therapies, for children who are experiencing developmental challenges, or who may be at risk for developmental challenges.
Okay.
It's an agency that's been in Kelowna since 1966, but often people don't know or haven't heard of us because we are very well known among families who have need of our services.
Right. So how far of a, I guess, catchment area do you have? Like, how far do you accept children or families into your program?
Well, we go from Oyama to Peachland.
Oh, okay.
So the central Okanagan.
Okay.
There are other child development centers like us. There's one in Penticton, and there's one in Vernon, and Kamloops and Salmon Arm. So throughout the interior, there are a number of agencies just like us.
Interesting. Is there any affiliation or communication, or do you work together with these other associations, or are they kind of standalone?
Well, they are standalone, but we do communicate. Like sometimes families will move locations.
Fair enough, right.
And we're all part of an overall provincial association, BCACDI.
Okay.
So we get a chance to meet with each other and share ideas and that kind of thing.
Interesting. So you had mentioned like you work with children before kindergarten. What if the family is unsure if the child needs the support that's something you would like? Do you guys help find like I guess an assessment, for lack of a better word, where you're working with a child? Because maybe I don't know if my child needs support or not.
Right. Well, there's no need for a diagnosis for our services, and there never has been.
Okay.
So part of the referral is the family, or who's making the referral with the family's permission, will fill out the referral form that will ask questions to see what exactly are the concerns about the child.
Right.
So then once the child, the referral has been received, then it's given to a multidisciplinary team. And it's that team that looks it over, and then one person from the team will have a first family contact meeting.
Got it.
And that's where the family then can share about the concerns that they have.
Interesting. And are you building, is it maybe a set curriculum, for lack of a better word, or do you customize, because every child is going to be different in the support that they need? Is it customized to the child, and is it group setting, individual setting? Like, how do you work with the children?
Oh, good questions. Well, it is individualized.
Okay.
So each child has a multidisciplinary team around because we have 5 different departments. And individuals from those departments are all on the multidisciplinary team. They then will decide which would be, in consultation with the family, which will be the very first discipline to meet with the child, and sometimes more than one discipline at the same time.
Oh, interesting.
So a family may have a joint session with, just for an example, infant development consultant and an occupational therapist, or IDP, which is infant development, or speech and language, whichever is the most appropriate. It's wonderful because then families get access to both professionals all at the same time to be able to learn and how they can then support the needs of their child, whether it's in the therapies or programming at home.
So are all the programs offered in one location, at your location, or do you go into homes, or how does that work?
Oh, well, infant development frequently has their appointments in the home.
Okay.
Because that's with babies.
Fair
babies
enough.
Up until 3 years of age.
So you work that young, like
oh,
I want to say a
yes.
newborn, but really?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Some of our clients are premature. And so we have a number in all.
Okay.
That sometimes all that's needed is that close working with the family around developmental milestones, and then the child catches up. Yeah,
fair enough. Interesting. And then I'm curious, like when you're working with infants, then, I mean, you're working with young children. So how much do you work with the parents? Because I assume that the parents might need sort of, I don't want to say support, but like maybe how they can help when you're not around, right? So they're helping that growth. Like, do you work with the parents as well then?
Oh, yes. With every instance that we see the child, the parent's always part of it.
Okay.
So the parents are partners. One of the wonderful things of many about Starbright is that we're family centered. So the family sets what areas they have great concerns about. There's great communication with the therapist or the consultants.
Right.
And they are part of every session. There's a bit of a difference, though, with one department that we have, which is called Inclusive Childcare Program.
Okay.
That is where some of our staff will go out to the program and help the community childcare programs make adaptations or modifications to be able to have that child included within the setting. Sometimes, and it depends on the availability of the number of staff we have, then a person may be in that program helping and supporting all the children that are in the room, but with a focus on inclusive activities and adaptations for the children who are our clients.
Interesting. We talked about earlier is how do you work with the school system, because you might with a child until they're in kindergarten, you're communicating with the school programs as well, because there's maybe something that the teacher might need to know about the child or how they can support. Is there a partnership amongst the school district with the school districts as well?
Well, there certainly is. It happens though in the spring before the child will transition into the school district. So we have, with the school district, kindergarten transition meetings, and we've had those for decades. They started a long time ago with a very wonderful school district person who was very proactive, and a member of our staff who was the same, and it began at that time.
Interesting. So can we talk a little bit about the type of services you might offer? Because maybe, again, people are listening, maybe they haven't heard of you before, or they have, but they're not sure the type of services you actually offer. Can you maybe just talk about a few of the ones that that they could bring in? Because I know there's ones like speech and language therapy is one, right? So that's a big one right there. But what are some other ones that you might be able to work with children with?
Well, we also have physical therapists who work with children who may have mobility difficulties. Or there may be a referral from a public health nurse with the family's permission, of course, or from a pediatrician or a family doctor for some kind of physical need of the child. We also have occupational therapy. So again, referrals can come from virtually anyone with the family's permission, but there may be sensory difficulties that the child's experiencing. Maybe there are some eating difficulties, bathrooming difficulties that the child is experiencing as well. Occupational therapy is so wonderful. It covers such
it's a very broad
of things. We also have, so those therapies, most definitely. We also have, of course, the infant development consultants.
Can we just turn your mic a little bit? Sorry, I think we're
certainly
not picking up there, but yeah, thank you.
Oh, right. Infant development consultants and our inclusive childcare department with consultants and educators, but we have a clinical counselor who works with our clients. There's not referrals to her directly.
Right.
It's an internal referral, and she's a registered play therapist. Wow. So for wee ones where there's some behavior difficulties, she is quite awesome, but she also helps the family to understand and begin to have strategies to work with the child. In addition to that, we are so fortunate. This is our second year of having a board-certified behavior analyst who will work with families in their home around routines or the environment itself or different things that influence the child's behavior. And for children who are there's suspected autism flags or who has a diagnosis of autism, she is awesome working with those children.
So you have a really broad range of abilities and services you can work with, and then you're not only, because you have an amazing team in house. We were talking about earlier that a lot have been with you for a long time, but you also have access to other professionals outside of your guys' four walls, for lack of a better word, as well?
Yes, we are so fortunate. We have got, for our little clients, partnerships that have been nurtured over decades.
You're right.
Interior Health has their own speech department.
Right.
And so for years, we divided up between the two agencies, referrals for speech only. We have the vast majority of our little ones require the services of multiple departments within Starbright.
Right.
And now in the last year and a half, 2 years, with the advent of the Family Connection Center, they too, with the referrals that they receive are under the age of 6, they are part of the dividing up of referrals.
Interesting. Yeah, so you guys have such a great support team for children, in families. Yeah.
We work with provincial agencies too, like Sunny Hill. Comes to Starbright for a seating clinic twice a year to adjust wheelchairs and standing frames as children and youth grow. We also have their augmentative technology team come. So for children who are nonverbal, technology has opened so many doors for these little people. We work with the provincial hearing different agencies, for instance, with the BC Family Hearing Resource Center. We work with their staff around facilitating sign language for community members, but also in how to further develop our little ones who have cochlear implants or who maybe are learning sign. We have a visual language facilitator that I didn't mention who goes out to childcare settings to teach other children very basic sign so they can communicate with their little friend who's in there who has a hearing difficulty.
That's amazing. That's such a great support team for people that maybe, if you're listening and either yourself or someone that could use it, right? Please, because maybe we do our best to get the word out, but maybe some people don't even know there's a support team right in our backyard, which is amazing. So I'm curious from a community support perspective. I'm assuming there's government funding for what you do, but there's also, you could use support from the community, I suppose, as well. Do you accept donations from community members, and how do you fund the programs on what you guys do there?
Well, the wages of our staff and to keep the lights on, that comes through the Ministry of Children and Family Development. The donations from community. I cannot speak highly enough of how giving this community is, because that's what enables us to access resources that we can share with families. For instance, iPads for little ones who are nonverbal that have a very special and very expensive app on it. We can lend those to families so that they can work with their child. It means the world. Absolutely the world. I could see that for sure. It was a 3-year fundraising effort. We just had this past spring the ability to put in a wheelchair lift in our second building. That was not accessible to our little people who were in wheelchairs, nor to our families who had a toddler, but also one in a stroller because they couldn't get down the stairs. So we have an elevator in our main building, but our second building was not wheelchair accessible, and now it is through the generosity of the community.
Interesting.
And our behavior analyst, she is funded through a foundation from Kelowna. Because that's not part of our service agreement with the ministry. It's an amazing community.
Interesting. I'm curious. I think you got into a little bit before we came on air, which I love. I always love the story on how an organization like this started. So can we talk a little about like how did this originate? How did it start? And I mean, it's been around for way more, like many more years than I thought. So can you maybe give us a little bit of that origin story of how this all started?
It's a wonderful story. And personally, I believe it is. Dr. Cliff Henderson, who was that very first pediatrician, he began the agency as sitting around a kitchen table with families whose children had cerebral palsy. At that period in time, there were quite a number. And together, those families with a physiotherapist and Dr. Cliff formed our agency. And it has grown from then. We see so many different kinds of challenges that children are experiencing, but that's how it started. A house was donated to start the agency. It was just a small house,
something to start with, though.
Wartime type of house, but the agency kept growing. And right away they had it be a charity and a not-for-profit. So over time, as it expanded, Variety gave funds to help, but there was fundraising. Definitely. But the building we're in now, our main center, that was also funded through Variety. Variety has been remarkable for our families as well as for us. And then in 2018, the building next door, it was a church, the Main Street Church. And those wonderful souls on the board of the church came over and asked our board if they'd be interested in purchasing it. And that was right before COVID. And the board said, yes, indeed. They took out a mortgage, very brave of them, because we own both our buildings now. And we've got therapy rooms in the lower level. It's only in the lower level that we occupy. The Community Métis Association is on the main level. And they are such wonderful partners. So in the lower level, we have therapy rooms, programming rooms, a family room. It is a remarkable boon. And during COVID, when we had it, we were able to do that distance apart. So it meant it was just such
you were able to
huge
continue to run the program that way. If not, you would have had Interesting. What a story. Like even just being able to take that first step way back when to do that. You look back and go, how difficult that must have been to even get it started, right? So because the programs weren't even in place. Now you have like funding and stuff, but interesting. Rhonda, I'd be curious, like, what were you doing before you joined? You said you started in 2013 with the association?
Late in the year.
Okay.
In November 2013.
So right in the middle of almost winter. So, what were you like? What's your background? Like, how did you get into what you're doing today?
Well, you mentioning winter is very important to both of us because we made a conscious decision to escape winter.
Okay.
We were both from Saskatchewan.
Okay.
We loved our home. We loved our work. We loved, our friends there. But we needed to think about winter.
Yeah.
So we came here and we just think on every day, this was the best decision we could have made. So I was not aware of the Child Development Center. What I was doing prior was teaching for the University of Regina.
Oh, okay.
I had been working as a consultant for the Ministry of Education in Saskatchewan and served as Director of Education for a custody facility, the Paul Dojak Center.
Okay.
So I have multiple hats at that time. Because what I was doing is working on my doctorate.
Okay.
So once I finished my doctoral program, my husband made the suggestion that
we should move. Okay. So you did when you moved to Kelowna, did you have did you knew you were going to apply for this role, or did you kind of land here and then this role sort of came in front of you? How did that happen?
Yes, it was that.
Okay.
We arrived. My husband was building his, renovating the space for his new clinic.
Okay.
And I was painting the house we had acquired. And this role came across on Indeed. And I thought, during my doctorate, I had worked with a very wonderful not-for-profit.
Okay.
And I thought, that might be very, very interesting. And so I applied, and I was the fortunate one who got the role as executive director.
And 12 years later almost?
Yes.
Yeah, November of this year. Yeah, amazing. So, Rhonda, what's I'm always curious, like your title as executive director. I suspect you wear many hats. So what is your role, your day-to-day? Like, how do you influence, like if you're looking for new programs to bring into the community, like what's sort of your day-to-day role within the association? Well,
I work with all of our department personnel. There's a team leader. In 5 of our programs, and I function as team leader for our behavior support area. My role is very much focused on the systemic part of Starbright, but because there is only myself and our human resources manager as a management team, I most definitely support the programs in other ways. I will also look for grants that are available if we have an identified need. I meet with donors. I have that wonderful, joyful thing of meeting these people. And if there is a larger need for some kind of collaboration with other provincial associations, for example, that is part of my role.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I report to the board. And I'm part of their board meetings. We have a volunteer board. With many of them, they've been part of the board for so long. Their hearts are extraordinarily large. Dr. Cliff was on our board up until he passed away in 2020. And he helped guide, because they are a governance board. So they guide and they provide oversight, and they're so very good at it.
Love it. What gets you up in the morning, Rhonda? What do you love to do what you do? I can see the passion and the joy in your face. So what do you love about your role?
I love coming into work. Like, for instance, what recently came about from our staff was a suggestion that really in the reception area we had toys, in a little chair and table, but perhaps some sensory items would be wonderful for some of our little people. So one of our staff went online, found it. I thought, wow, this would be awesome. We ordered it. Then another staff person, as part of her role, found part of our construction team that helps us. They put it up, and I get to see the reaction of these little people that come in. I'm always, like, my office is 45 degrees from where they come
so you get to see
to
it
the
all.
center, and I get to hear the squeals of delight when they see their therapist, or they see their program consultant, or they see a new interactive element in that. And those are donors that provide us with those opportunities. When they will donate and say, you know, whatever you need for the children.
Right.
And this came about through
it.
a donation that somebody provided to us.
That's amazing.
It's really hard. As a charity and not-for-profit, there isn't a savings program.
No, right.
And so it's really difficult to do added value things for our families, but donors make
it happen. Interesting. I'm curious that you work with children up to the age of, I guess, 6. But is there a connection afterwards? Like, do you see some of them come back, and that must be a really cool joy as well, to see them when they're 14, 15, or 20, or whatever it is, coming back?
You know what? We have had so many absolutely phenomenal experiences. Sometimes some of the wee ones that we had that are in high school, they will come back to us to sometimes, you know, provide some sort of connection. Like, for example, the sessions where they come in as a helper in high school. Some of the high school programs will have children come in, or youth, excuse me, and they'll come in a certain capacity to be part of a group setting. So one example is of a beautiful young woman who's now graduated grade 12, but she came in to help with the community sessions around ASL because she has a cochlear implant. And she will do presentations to our families whose little ones just are walking that path. That's one. Another one recently, and is in our annual report from last year, he was in the Justice Department at the University in Lethbridge.
Oh, wow.
And him and his mom came back, and he was just remarkable. Now he's a young man at university. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty
absolutely incredible. When families come with, or they reach out like that.
Yeah, that must bring so much joy to you and the team that has worked with these children, because, you know, you're 100%, you're human. You're going to get attached to these young ones because they're coming in as infants, right? And they're coming in as infants. Yeah, you're almost like part of the family, right? So yeah, that's amazing.
Another family, it was their workplace that was, they were chosen to make a donation. They chose Starbright. So they came. And one of these people, it was her son who'd gone through, so she brought him back.
Oh, that's amazing.
And he's in his late 20s. Oh, like...
The difference you make, that must be special, in sort of, you know, the fulfillment of what you do every day as well, right?
Oh, yes, staff love that.
Yeah. So, Rhonda, for people that maybe are listening and are curious, maybe we haven't answered all the questions, or they're just curious on, you know, how they can refer kids or bring themselves or people that, what's the best way to communicate? What's the best way for them to get in touch with you guys?
Well, it's relatively easy. Our website is the best way. Because families can go on there and they can refer if their doctor refers. That many times that we've got a special form that doctors will fill out and fax over. Public health nurses will use the specialized area for them on our website, but there's also for families. They can go on, and then it goes very securely to one email address.
Okay.
And that's our services and outcomes coordinator. And she receives that. And that's the first person the families talk with.
Love it. So it's going right into her hands. So for people that are interested, it's starbrightokanagan.ca. So starbrightokanagan.ca is the website. And there's lots of, I was playing around with it today on the website. There's lots of great information, knowledge in there as well, outline of all the services you provide. Reach out if you have any questions that maybe we haven't covered today, or please do reach out, connect with the team at Starbright, and I'm sure they would love to help you. So
thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
I love talking about Starbright.
Yeah, and
I think it might be evident.
And I was saying earlier that I love the brand. You said it's a newish brand.
Yes.
And I love it. It's super fun, and it aligns exactly with what you were talking about, Taysa. I love it.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you so much for coming in today. And like I mentioned, if you're interested, go to starbrightokanagan.ca. We'll put the link in the article as well and connect with them. And big shout out again to ATB Wealth for sponsoring these, for allowing us to do Community Spotlight. And thank you so much for joining me again.
Thank you.
No problem. Everyone else take care today, and we'll talk to you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Community Spotlight, powered by ATB Wealth Kelowna. Ready to take a powerful step towards the future you want today? Connect with local advisors at ATB Wealth Kelowna to get started.